welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been a minute since I made my last video, but I've kind of had to realize that doing YouTube for me right now is just kind of like a personal diary of my life experiences in nursing school or whatever, not to necessarily like grow. Like obviously I want to grow on this platform, but for right now I am looking at YouTube as just like my personal diary. If I blow up, I blow up. If I don't, I don't. Like, that's just kind of how I'm looking at YouTube right now. So when you guys see my videos, you see my videos, but I do want to try to make more videos for you guys because YouTubing and like blogging is something that I'm actually really passionate about. So yeah, but I'm here to do my third semester of nursing school, tell you guys pretty much what I went through like I did with my first and my second semester. I think this video is going to be a little bit shorter than those because I kind of already did a mid-semester check-in. So if you guys want to see where my thoughts were in the middle of the semester, then I think it's my spend the day with me vlog where I kind of like update you guys on, you know, where I was at in that semester. So a lot of those sentiments from that video stand, but I just want to kind of like catch you guys up on the rest of the semester and let you guys know my thoughts and my feelings about what I went through my third semester of nursing school. So let's get started. All right, y'all. So I had to change the angle in which I was recording because the lighting was very weird. The lighting is still weird, but I'm just gonna have to deal with it because I want to get this video out for you guys. So basically, if you guys watched my last video, then you would know that last semester I had maternal health nursing / pediatrics and med-surg 2. Last time I told you guys that, I think I told you guys that the maternal portion was going okay for me. And on the third test, I took a plummet. And then, yeah, that's why I told you guys. And then I told you guys that med-surg was pretty easy. Like I said, go back and watch my last video because I may be repeating information. I might not even have said this the first time, but I think I did let you guys know that my professors, they didn't really know how to teach, in my opinion. They were like really bad as professors, but they ended up being really like cool, like people, like as people, they were cool, like as just faculty, they were amazing, you know, but as professors, not so much. I'm not even gonna cap, like they were so bad. Like in med-surg, like it was horrific, y'all. It was really horrific. In mental health, by the time we got to the pediatric portion, there was a different professor that taught the pediatric portion. Let's just say that her teaching was a little bit questionable, but she was such a lovely professor. Like I really did like her as a person. She had such a great personality. In sim lab, she was awesome. Like she was just really good. Teaching methods, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what was happening last semester with the professors last semester, but their teaching methods were just all over the place. Like no. So I'm gonna recap maternal child nursing first, just because I feel like I have a little bit more to say about that class. So when I left off with you guys, I told you that we were transitioning into the pediatric portion. The professor that taught the pediatric portion, like I said, really awesome professor. Like as a person, as a professor, no. So she would give us the PowerPoints, but then she like wouldn't be talking about what was on the PowerPoint. She would have her own notes. So you kind of have to be like listening, but like it was just like really like disorganized. And then when we got to the test, it was like, something's not adding up because the stuff that was on the test is not what you were saying in class. So her tests were horrific, okay? I thought the maternal portion of like her tests were bad, her tests were worse. And it's because like the previous people on the SOI, so if you don't know what an SOI is, it is a student opinion of instruction. And so basically you leave feedback for the professor, but it doesn't help you out. It helps the people coming up behind you. So I guess they said her tests were too easy. And so she just changed the whole testing format. I'm like, why would you complain that a test was too easy? We're in nursing school, okay? Give us a break. Like, why would you complain that a test was too easy? Like, I don't get that. Very mental. So anyway, apparently People had complained that the tests were too easy, so she had changed up the whole testing format. And the only reason why my cohort knew this is because this guy who was ahead of us, who is now with us, he was a repeater for maternal health. So he said that last semester he made like an A on the first pediatric test, and then this semester he made like a 70 something on the first pediatric test because she changed up the whole testing format. I was like, okay, because no, her tests were not it. I'm sorry. If anybody from school of nursing ever see this, I'm sorry. Like, y'all need to fix it. Y'all need to fix it because y'all tested the way y'all be doing y'all tests, horrible. No. So anyway, so first test, I think I did okay. Second test, I was like, Third test, so I don't know what it was, but during the pediatric portion, I didn't perform as well as I would have liked. And it really kind of discouraged me for like 2.5 seconds because I was like, how do I want to be a pediatric nurse, but I'm not even like really doing that well in the pediatric concept. It's almost like I was doing better in the maternal concepts. Like, I'm not even joking with y'all. Like, I was doing so good in the maternal concepts, and that's actually where I'm doing my preceptorship, labor delivery. And I'll get a little bit more into how I chose doing my preceptor there. So I was getting a little discouraged because I was like, how do I want to do pediatrics, but I can't even do the like pediatrics, like I can't even take the test. But that was like a quick moment of like, whatever, I know my passion is to work with children, so I'm not going to let that discourage me. Okay, so anyway, fast forward to the end of semester, finals time. So the week we came back after Thanksgiving break, we had HESI, we had our last unit exam for med surg and HESIs, 2 HESIs. So we had 3 tests in that week. Okay. And so on the HESI for maternal child, I did really well on it. Like, I was so surprised. Like, I did really well on it. Like, I wasn't really like surprised. Like, I was surprised, but I was like, dang, I didn't even know I did that good on it. Cause like, you know, peds and stuff, maternal, you know, that's my area. But then again, it was like the peds concepts, I don't know, like, y'all, I'm not gonna let it discourage me, but y'all, anyway. So I did really good on the HESI. Then we got to the final exam. Y'all, okay, we got to the final exam. Mind you, they had gave us like a final exam study map. I filled out the study map. I studied it. What ended up happening was I did not calculate the lowest grade that I could make to keep where I was in the class, right? Why did I make a 68 on my final? Y'all, I made a 68 on my final. Okay, y'all. And here's why. This lady, before the final, added 3 new chapters. 3 new chapters for the final. So not only did we have to study new material that I barely studied, we had to reverse it and study the old material. Then they tried to make it seem like, oh yeah, most of these questions are going to be repeated. They were not. And on top of that, we got new material. So I made a 60. No, actually, I think I made like a 66 on my final before the points were added. Anyway, I made a 66, 68, whatever. Y'all, I started freaking out. Okay, because my average was good. But, you know, if you've been watching my videos, you know, you have to have a 74 or above before they can factor in everything else. So what I was looking at was my grades with everything factored in. I wasn't really paying attention to my 74 or above average because I didn't even have to worry about it all semester. So I come out and I'm like, Jaquez. Y'all know who Jaquez is. If you don't, you should know by now. But I was like, Jaquez. And he was like, are you good? I said, no. I said, no. No, I'm not. He said, what did you make? I said, I made a 68 or 66, whatever. I said, oh my God, my average. He said, calculate it. It might not be as bad as you think. So I'm sitting here trying to calculate it.
Hey y'all, so basically I didn't do a really good job of explaining what's coming up next, but basically what I was saying was I did not calculate what my weighted exam average was. So that's why I was like really in distress because I didn't really know where my weighted exam average was. I just knew it was good. Like I wasn't under a 74, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's where the shocking panic came from.
Mind you, like I'm shaking, I'm in shock. Like I didn't even know how to really process what was happening because I was just so in shock because I was like, I know I didn't just fail this final. That was number one. I had never failed any of my finals in nursing school. Like, honest to God, like the unit tests, yeah. I've never failed a final in nursing school. And I was like, and then to fail a final in an area that I want to be in, I was just like, whoa there, Nelly. Like, so I was calculating. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm like freaking out. I'm like, it says I have a 68. It says I have a 68. Oh my God, I'm done. I got to repeat this class. I'm done. I'm like freaking out. Like, y'all, my stomach is in my behind because I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out, y'all. I'm freaking out. So we finally got to the car. I'm like bawling. I'm like, oh my God, I got to repeat this class. Like, oh my God. So finally, like my stomach is hurting just honestly thinking about it. Like I'm not even joking because that was so scary, y'all. Because I was just like, there's no way that I came this far to have failed with one more semester left, y'all. I was freaking out, y'all, freaking out. So I finally calmed down a little bit. We calculate my grade, y'all. It only went down to like a 78. Y'all, the sigh of relief I got, because y'all, I was freaking out. I was like, there's no way I came this far to have this setback. But no, I had a 78. So my average actually did go down significantly. Like my weighted exam average did go down significantly because I had like an 80 something and then it went down to like a 78. But I was like, you know what? It's a 74 and above, isn't it? Yeah. So you passed. So yeah, y'all. I passed maternal health, med surg. So really the same thing. Med surg was just med surg. Yeah, you know, same thing that I mentioned in my last video. Just the lectures were not it. The last couple of tests I did, well, the fourth test that we had, I did really good on. Thought I was gonna fail it, but I did good. Fifth test, not so much. But I still passed it. Then that HESI, I did okay on it. I didn't like pass it per my school's policy, but I did okay on it. The final exam did great on it. I made like an 84, something like that, passed the class. So yeah, guys, I made it through my third semester of nursing school and I'm here now and I'm doing great. So I want to get into my clinical experience because that's also another portion of what I get into is a clinical experience. Now, it wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the best. Okay. My clinical experience this past semester can honestly be described as the ghetto. I'm not even kidding. So I was in the first rotation for the maternal clinical 5 weeks every Tuesday. So I had that clinical for 5 weeks. I was in the first rotation. I don't know if I should say my thoughts on the clinical instructor that I had just because she is a professor for one of my classes this semester and I would hate for her to run across this video. So I think I'm going to leave my personal thoughts on her for like when I'm graduated. But needless to say that clinical, it really didn't have to be what it was. Like I told you guys, I end up putting labor and delivery for my preceptorship just because in South Georgia, the PE scene is not really popping. There's not a lot of resources, not a lot of, so the PE scene is not popping here. So I had to take what I could get. But I chose labor and delivery because on my last day of maternal clinical, I got to like kind of be in the process of a birth. And I was just like, her birth was like very dysfunctional. I'm not going to get into specifics because of HIPAA, and I don't, like I said, I don't want any of my professors to like see this and like be like, oh, you doing this. No, but basically, I had been with the patient all day, the whole shift. She was getting ready to give birth, and as she was pushing, I got a really big adrenaline rush because I really wanted to see this lady give birth. Like, I really wanted to see that baby being pushed out. Like, I really wanted to see it. So I got such an adrenaline rush, and I was like, honestly, this is the next best thing. I honestly really like this. So I said, you know what? I prayed on it. I reflected, and I chose labor and delivery as my precept for my preceptorship. I did end up getting it, so I will be at labor and delivery for preceptorship. So that whole maternal clinical, okay, yeah. Anyway, Ped Sim was really good. I actually really like Ped Sim, and it was Ped Sim because, again, there's not a big pediatric scene here in South Georgia, so we had to do simulation for peds. The professor that taught the peds portion in the class was my peds instructor for simulation. And so she made the scenarios as real as possible, and I did really like that and appreciate it. I loved how we had to like basically do a care plan before we ran through the scenario. She made it so stress-free, y'all. We basically just like talked through the scenario. Like I said, super stress-free. It wasn't like a stressful environment, and that's what I like about doing sim with her versus sims in the past, is that it was a really stress-free environment, and we just got to like talk through it, and I really like that. I give that experience a 10 out of 10. Surg Clinical. I don't want to say too much because, you know, I don't want my school to find this video and be like, oh, that's how you feel before I graduate. Also, they came with like some really strict policies. Like, they was coming at us talking about oh, we've been having problems with dress code, we've been having problems with this, we've been having problems with that. So they redid like some of the stuff, you know, like how they put the stuff in the syllabus, like Title X, all that stuff. They redid some of that. And so, like I said, they said like somebody had did a HIPAA violation because they posted something on Facebook. Y'all, like, I'm really not trying to have nobody from my school of nursing find these videos and be like, oh, okay, I see. After I graduate, I don't really care, but now, especially since both of my clinical instructors are my professors for this semester, I'm not going to say too much. Okay. But yeah, the whole Surg Clinical experience, it's so bad I want to give it a 0, but I give it a 1. Like, I just did not like it, y'all. Like, I will say that the different places that I got outsourced to, like, honestly, no. Honestly, I'm really trying to like give it something, but it gets nothing. Like, because most of the places that I got outsourced to, like I had got outsourced to in my first Surg clinical experience, the one place that was different was the ER, and I really didn't even end up liking the ER. So yeah, the only thing that really came out of clinical this semester was me being able to choose labor and delivery for my preceptorship. Other than that, yeah, I don't know what to say about Surg Clinical. I did get a lot of my first, so I got my first IV. I got to take out a nasal gastro tube, so that was another first. I got to do tube feeding, so that was a first. You know, I got to crush up the medications and put it in the tube. So I did get a lot of first. I will say that was the one good thing that did come out of my Surg experience this past semester is I did get a lot of first. I did get to see a lot of things. I also found an interest in ICU, but I just, right now in the state that our world is in and where I'm at mentally, like, not that I'm in a bad place or necessarily, but I just don't want to be around dying / COVID patients all day. So I was like, in the off chance that I didn't get labor and delivery, I did list ICU as one of my last resorts, cardiac ICU to be specific, because I did like it over there. Like, I did like the ICU, I did like Surg ICU, I did like ICU. So I don't I don't know if I will say that it will be something that I would necessarily want to do in my nursing career, but honestly, I could definitely tolerate ICU, so I did like it. But yeah, guys, we're nearing the end of this video. Like I said, this is probably going to be one of the shortest videos I've ever done for my nursing school reviews. So this semester, like I mentioned already, I have started well, I have not started preceptorship yet, but I have my preceptor, and I'm just trying to get that process into full swing. The start of this semester has been the most disorganized I've ever had. Like, we literally just got our preceptors last week. Some people don't even have preceptors, and we literally just don't know what to do. Like, we're running around with like what do they say? Like, we're running around like chickens with their head cut off, because we literally don't know what to do. So that's been a trying process, just trying to figure out, you know, meet up with my preceptor. But yeah, guys, so I have my preceptor. I'm where I want to be. I have the ideal shift 7A to 7P, because I was not trying to do night shift. The only other thing that I have to tackle is if she's like a weekend only or something like that, because if she's only weekends, I'm literally gonna cry. But that's the next battle I have to tackle. So the classes I'm taking this semester are professional nursing development. That's my preceptorship class. Nursing leadership and community health. These classes are very low key. We don't have any tests, period. We don't have any tests the whole semester, and I'm super grateful for that, because y'all, these tests were just trying. I mentioned in my last video about how like every week I was just testing. I felt like a freaking lab rat just doing all these testing. So it feels like it's a breath of fresh air to not have to take tests. We do have a lot of busy work that is due, but the amount of time that it takes to do the busy work will be the amount of time that I'll have to study for a test, except for this time, I'm just doing my busy work and I don't have to think about it anymore. I turn it in, I don't have to think about it anymore. So I love not having tests this semester. The busy work that we have to do is really chill. All three of the classes are pretty chill. We also have class every other week, which obviously in the week that we don't have class, that's for us to like get our preceptorship hours out the way. The main point is that when we're not having class, we can get more of our preceptorship hours done. So I love having class every other week. Since I'm not doing any precepting hours right now, the last week was just pretty relaxing. Like, it was so chill. So I'm liking this semester definitely a lot more than I have in past semesters. The only thing that's really getting on my nerves is just like the unorganization when for the preceptorship. That's been really unorganized. Other than that, I love the way this semester is set up. I think my favorite class so far is going to be community health, because in my nursing career, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be a community health nurse, because I really want to work in like healthcare disparities and stuff. So that's another video I want to make as far as like what I want to do in my nursing career, and just let you guys know. And kind of like actually, I do want to do this video because we had to write a paper on our nursing philosophy, and so I kind of just want to take the opportunity to share it with you guys and let you guys know like why I decided to become a nurse, what I want to do in my nursing career, things like that. So that would definitely be a separate video along with preceptor experience, etc. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm sorry about the lighting and all of that stuff. Hopefully that doesn't make you guys want to click off and not hear what I have to say, but you know, I mean, the lighting was very shifty throughout this video. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Stay tuned for everything else that I have coming. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.